Hello everyone and welcome to my channel again. This is a flight I did yesterday evening. This is the Yakovlev Yak-18T. It's a quite challenging plane because first of all before you take off you have to put this air valve on. Without the air valve you don't have brakes, flaps or the parking brake. And this plane also has a quite realistic flight dynamics. I'm flying here at the old Kaitak airport. This is the Cal Classics scenery, and this is the airport from 1963. The runway is a bit shorter on this one. I think that DC-8 is the biggest airplane that you can land here. DC-10 possibly, but I don't think it's easy anyway in bad weather to get down here with a jumbo jet. So I was flying, I was only going for a short flight actually, and I wanted to see these runway lights in dark because I was starting this flight simulator add-on at the time when at the time I started there was night in Hong Kong, and at this point here I'm not looking at the scenery very well because I was going to follow the water and turn the short way back to the airport, but here I go astray and I go into the mountain here. It's like many times it's in life also that when you are making a mistake you have to deal with the mistake, and here it's not looking good. It's this mountain, this dark shadow is coming here, and I try to make this shadow be below me. When I looked at this scenery in daylight, it was quite interesting, and at one point I was also mistaking my airplane's nose for being a mountain, but I sorted that out quite quickly, and here I'm trying to find either to get altitude or to go around this mysterious mountain, which I actually didn't know where it was because I lost the part of my situational awareness anyway. So here I am trying to look at the GPS and look at the altitude on the flight this map software, and try to survive simply and not lose altitude. Instead I try to gain altitude. So it's interesting, and I think in life many times we are in these dark shadows and we are in this dark night. We don't on our streaks we don't know what's coming next, and we have made some bad decisions, and now we are dealing with the results of these decisions, and this is just the way it goes. There is nothing. We grow from these experiences. I learned a lot actually from my mindset and many things in this flight. This plane also is very sensitive to revving the engine too much. So in this situation here, when I'm approaching and I'm losing altitude a bit too much, I have to take this into account because the engine will break if I rev this too much. And I forgot to switch on the panel lighting also. so I don't almost see some of the instruments here. When at the end of the flight these lights soon are showing up here, these runway lights and approach lights, it's even if it's a simulator, it's a nice moment really, because I was quite lost on top of the mountain and trying to pass this mountain, and this is what I came for, to see these runway lights, and there it is. And now I'm confident again, and I know that this will work. But still it's not so very easy, because it's dark and I don't have I don't see this ground. I only have this light. I don't even see the runway almost yet. But I think this is a wonderful scenery. I think it's a wonderful plane. It flies realistically, and there is this checkerboard which will be visible soon in this approach. There is this outer marker. And soon I will approach this checkerboard, which will signal to me that here is the time to turn, to take this big turn towards the runway. I don't use any radio navigation here. I only use this iWatch on the screen, the GPS, and the altitude level on the other screen. But still at this point here I don't see very well this checkerboard. I'm guessing where it could be. But I'm still not so sure. And there it is showing up now, and straight away I'm steering towards it. In many instances in real life we have these clues, and we have these truths, and we can study, we can look at the road signs, and hopefully we believe that they are real road signs. But in this situation, when I'm going towards this checkerboard here, even the checkerboard can be a trap for me, because I can collide with the checkerboard. Here is this needle marker. It signals to me that here is this point where I should initiate this turn. I'm coming in a bit too high here, so I have to lose altitude. I can see on these PIPA lights that it's completely white. It should be one red and one white. And now I'm correcting for this, and but at the same time I'm coming down too fast, so I have to correct for that mistake also. And this is a plane which is very sensitive to hard touchdowns. It will break. But there is this touchdown, and everything went well, even if I This complete flight was a mistake on my part. You should never go for a visual flight at night. But still I did. This is a simulator, I can do that, but in real life it would have been illegal, I think, to do this, and it would have led to some investigations, maybe. I think it would have been.